It's the JT Cho Show!
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the JT Show. I'm your host, JT. Today is the 12th of January, 2021. Again, we're no longer in 2020, and this is episode 62. I already know what you're thinking. You're thinking, JT, what the heck are you doing? Well, I really want to be at 205 pounds when I turn 31 this year, and I know that's all the way in June. So I started my health kick. What does that mean? I don't like throwing away food. I buy food usually in about a week's worth of time with some preservatives. You know, some food you buy like spaghetti noodles and stuff like that lasts for longer. But I try to go to the grocery store about once every week because I live close in town, and so I didn't really have to throw away any food. I did finish out eating terribly this weekend, not like every day, but like, you know, I gotta have another cheat meal. This weekend I'll be going to Earl's. The Packers play playoff football on Saturday. I'll be shooting a podcast before then, but at the end of the day, you know, Saturday I'll have another cheat day. But you might as well start kicking off this little health kick that we got by you know, working out on my exercise bike for the JT Show. I thought it'd be a fun thing to do. Give you a little different look. Hopefully this, you know, if you're going through any struggles of, you know, having motivation to exercise, I'm not saying you're fat. I'm just saying like overall exercise is good. It's good for your heart. Like it's okay to be a little chunky, okay to be a little thick, you can be whatever you want to be. But I'm not the healthiest person in the world, okay? I love pop. That's the hardest thing for me to kick. I had my last one on Sunday. Today's Tuesday. So hopefully we can carry that into hopefully all the way to my birthday. I like to have a pop on my birthday, but it was March last year, 2020, when I quit drinking pop, soda, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that's a hard one for me. A lot of empty calories. You know, took the 2 weeks off, like I was mentioned before, of last year, where I had a couple pops of the holiday season. Very good. I can't drink sugary pop anymore. You know, not drinking pop most of 2020, like I probably had, to exclude the last 2 weeks of 2020, I probably, from when I quit in March, I probably had less than 4. Just, you know, iced teas, water. Pop's not good for you. It's good in moderation, you know, like, you know, once a month or something like that. But the more Diet Coke you drink, the more pop you drink every single day, you know, it may lead to cancer. Who knows? But water is always healthier. High quality H2O. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. Food wise, you know, got me some steel oats. So you got to have some bananas. You got to have like fruits and stuff for that because steel oats taste poopy. Okay. Don't really like them that much. A lot of vegetables. I will be eating some red meat, but I'm trying to stick to more chicken, turkey, fish. You know, I'm not trying to diet, do the craziest diet. I'm just trying not to eat out, get fast food. You know, still eat cereal. I'll still drink my milk, but tracking calories. Started tracking calories today using the MyFitnessPal app, brought to you by Under Armour, not a sponsor. So basically, yeah, that's where I'm at. I'll be sharing my progress along the way. Right now, I weighed myself this morning on January 12th, 2020. You can hear that a little bit. I got to grease or oil this bike up. I got to look up the specific lube. I got to look up the specific thing that I need for it. But I bought this on the Facebook Marketplace. Hopefully, I'm going to use this for the winter finish the basement, which I've been working on, and drop down and have my own little, miniature gym with maybe some biceps, maybe some, man, I can't even think what those things are called. Some weights, do some curls, put a little bench down there. Hopefully, that's the long run though. Weights are expensive, especially in this pandemic. People have realized like how much they can get for their old weights. So, I mean, basically, you gotta find them for the right price, because gyms here in Michigan, a lot of the places are still shut down. Still can't go to the gym, but I wouldn't really want to go to the gym right now because COVID-19 is still a real issue. Florida's open and there's different things they can do, but as of right now, riding this bike, hitting the punching bag every now and then, I got a lot of projects to do, a lot of home projects to do, a lot of painting to do. I got a lot of things to do, but I thought it might be cool to hop on the exercise bike and work out while having a conversation, because I haven't had a guest on in a while. Guest will be on this Saturday, so I'll be uploading that from Casa Earl. I know 2 weeks ago, this is like a broken record. You're like, I've heard this before. Where have I heard this before? Well, I'll tell you where you heard it before, 2 weeks ago. But I wasn't feeling very well. I'm not going to put my health and my friend's health at risk. So I decided to stay at home. Ended up just being a little stomach bug, passed after a couple of 3 days. But all in all, I'm glad that's gone. And I'm glad we can get back to business. Now, if you watch our Instagram show, I throw it on YouTube. It's called The Picks. As of last week, Earl was the winner. So good for Earl. Congrats on that. We'll be doing a little belt ceremony once we figure out the trophy. But we're doing a little playoff system. Next year, we can do a complete bracket. This year, we're kind of doing a weird bracket, but we'll fix it. This year was, how do you call it? The pilot season, okay? Next year is going to be a production. I'll have all summer to work on it. Lots of ideas, building a better board with lots of ways to show which teams that we are picking. Now, I'm not going to tell you who I'm going to think is going to win, because I'm going to upload this episode early afternoon of January 12th. Then later today, around 6:30 p.m., that's when I'll be recording the picks with Frank, Earl, and Cut. And I don't want them to have any advantage of watching this first and knowing who I'm going to pick. Not that I'm correct. Cut had the best picks, by the way. He went 5-1. Frank and I went 4-2, and Earl went 3-3. Let's talk about some of those games. Tampa Bay played like hot garbage versus Washington, who had a quarterback that was in college. He was in college. He had to email his professors and say, hey, I just got called up to the NFL. I'm supposed to take my finals this week, but I got to prepare for this playoff game. So he was able to push back his finals. Shout out to his professor. And he was able to do what he needed to do. Overall, though, people expected Tampa Bay to blow him out, and you got to give it up for that young quarterback. There was some speculation that happened online where after the fact, people were going through his history and seeing some of the things he, liked and shared politically, which took away from his performance on the field. I don't know exactly what his political views are. I have an idea. I don't know exactly what he retweeted or who he tweeted. But what I do know is that he did play a good game of football at the end of the day. But he got tore up online after the fact. So, that's cancel culture. Man, I got to get some grease or whatever for this bike or oil or whatever I need for that wheel to stop making that horrific noise if you're hearing it from home. But Tampa Bay ended up beating Washington football team. New Orleans, the Bears didn't play well at all. Not a low-scoring game. The Saints, they were the favorite. The Nickelodeon thing, I don't know if you watched it. I'm not the biggest fan. I'm glad that the NFL is trying to I'm glad the NFL is trying to get America's youth to, be more interested in the game of football. So what they did, if you didn't know it, is the New Orleans Saints Bears game. The NFL decided to air it on Nickelodeon. So you had, new announcers, you had SpongeBob SquarePants, you had slime graphics. The only thing that I didn't really understand was that Alvin and the Chipmunks, they compared an NFL player to Alvin and the Chipmunks. And the other issue I have is I'm 30 years old, okay? I'm 30 years old. I have a regular job. I want to be a comedian. I have a podcast, and I'm not famous. That being said, I give you my opinions on things like these, but why are you comparing NFL players to Alvin and the Chipmunks? And why are you referencing Nickelodeon from 20 years ago when I grew up as a wee lad? Keenan and Kel, hilarious show. Ooh, loves orange soda. Kel loves orange soda. Is it true? Yes, it's true. I do. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm a huge Nickelodeon guy, okay? Drake and Josh, Carly. I have a place for Nick. I like cartoons. I like things like that. I grew up with those shows. All that, the second casting of all that. I remember all of these. Last night on my stream, which is JT of Jayville on Twitch, we were talking about Disney original classic movies. I remember these. But you're trying to relate to these wee lads, to these tiny children who don't know the game of football, who are losing interest in the game of football because, we've come out with studies of how dangerous it is. And there's a lot of parents these days that don't want their kids to be playing football. So you're referencing Keenan and Kel while they're talking the game. He likes, it was something along the lines of he likes catching passes like Kel loves orange soda. I'm like, these kids, they have no effing idea. I didn't swear. They had no idea that who Keenan and Kel probably was, okay? It's not even on Nick at Night. It's probably hard to find. I know you can find Drake and Josh on Hulu. How to keep your mental image on how you think that Drake and Josh went. Don't rewatch it for the first season because the first 10 episodes are rough. Still a huge fan of the series. Josh Peck, Drake Bell, Miranda Cosgrove. Great cast, great show. Hilarious for the times, but I don't know. It's weird. It's cool, but there's some things that I would like to see different. Don't compare NFL players to chipmunks, okay? It just doesn't make sense. Now, if there was a Nickelodeon character that played sports, that'd be a cool comparison. It's a chipmunk that sings Christmas songs. Mind baffled. The Rams upset the Seahawks. Now, ESPN is trying to get better at their meme game. Now, I pointed this out to my close friends the other day. I said, hey, well, and other people notice this, and I know I'm all over the place, but hey, we're on this exercise bike. We're in it together, and we're here to lose some weight. So anyways, I mentioned this before, but I understand why people don't like LeBron James, and it's not entirely his fault. Part of the reason that people don't like LeBron James is because ESPN mentions him on everything, even when he's not related to the thing at all. The Browns made it to the playoffs. They shared LeBron James winning a championship. So, this is for you, Cleveland. Nothing to do with it. Okay, LeBron James, one of his faults. I mean, he plays everywhere, but he's a Dallas Cowboys fan, and a Browns fan, and a Dodgers fan, and an Indians fan. Who else do you like, LeBron? The Lakers, even worse. So he's kind of a fair weather fan in those regards. I know he's got connections. I always like the Dallas Cowboys. Gross. Throw up in my mouth. But people are tired of that. I showed examples to my friends, sent them some funny texts, showed them the chats. The chats is where the people light people up, man. So, anywho, the Browns. Well, I'm not even on the Browns. The Rams versus the Seahawks. So I got way off topic. The Rams ended up winning, and ESPN, the meme game, full circle. I say that a lot because I get off topic, but we're back. We're back at the full circle. But they've been trying to share memes, trying to get into the meme game because memes sell advertisements. So they shared a Naruto, basically Sasuke's eye, and instead of having the the shotting gun, the LA Rams had a special shotting gun. It was like the Uchiha eye, but it was blue and gold, like the Rams colors, because the Rams were prepared for everything the defense still had on. Russell Wilson always has a great start, poor finish. That man's elite. He's running that offense by himself. I know Metcalf is good. There's still a lot missing for that squad. They still have a long way to go for sure. But at the end of the day, Wilson is still elite. He's still getting the job done. But the Rams came prepared. Aaron Donald, we'll have to see where he goes. The Rams play the Packers. Now, Packers first round bye. I hope we don't start out cold. I hope Matt LaFleur, head coach of the Green Bay Packers, comes out with a game plan for Sean McVay. That'd be really neat. I just want the Packers to make it to the Super Bowl, which we'll talk about at the end of talking about playoffs. Kansas City, first round bye. They're facing the Browns, who, like I said, Browns beat the Steelers. Really happy about that. Mike Tomlin, nothing against him. Great head coach. Big Ben, end of an era. Lots of problems in that locker room, you know. You went from Big Ben having Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, just a bunch of TikTokers. Kiki, love me, you know. They were calling the Browns players got their just desserts. That's what I was most happy about during that game. Juju, if you don't follow media, Juju Smith for I think it's Juju Smith. Juju for Pittsburgh. In an interview, said the Browns is the Browns, you know. So, talking a lot of that snack talk, talking a lot of that trash. So, I'm gonna edit that out. I had to get off and blow my nose, so I'm gonna edit that. 17 minutes. Anyway, so Juju had to eat his own words because he said the Browns is the Browns. The Browns had their head coach. They were going through an alternate play caller. Lots of people missing for the Browns, and they still ended up dominating the Steelers. From the initial snap, that was a fumble, recovered in the end zone for a touchdown. Within the first minute of the game, they set the pace. Now, Pittsburgh lingered, tried to come back, but the Browns said, nah. The Browns were in control of the game. I know a lot of people were relating it to a previous game where the Browns lost. But the Browns had a dominant performance. And, man, those Steelers are still salty. Like, they're saying, like, well, they got Kansas City next week, so they're going to get clapped anyway, so I'm still happy. Wow, dude. You better be on a low sodium diet because you're full of salt right now, you know? Sorry if you hear me sniffle. Again, riding a bike for those listening on my podcast-only format. Bills Mafia. Bills Mafia, everyone thought that they were going to have a better performance. They ended up winning. They had a good game. There's really nothing that I didn't like about their performance. I mean, against the Colts, Philip Rivers had his chance. The refereeing in that game was a little iffy. Some missed calls, but Bills Mafia, my prediction, I will say that, for beating KC. And the Ravens beat the Titans. Oh boy, did Lamar Jackson look good. The Ravens look like a completely different playoff team. This might be a real close game for the Bills. So that's going to be real exciting to watch. Real exciting. The quarterback for the Bills, Allen, he's rumors have it that he's nearing a max NFL contract soon with the Bills. So we will definitely see that. Lots of movement. I know, NFL. We're on the NFL right now. lots of trade rumors that I want to tell you about. I can't name my sources because I'm not that I have sources personally. Things that I read online that are all assumptions. Now, Peterson for the Eagles got fired. Completely agree with that. I know he won a Super Bowl the other day, but reports from the locker room, from players angry after the game, from the things that you're hearing from Philadelphia, he didn't play to win the game. I don't know why he threw in that quarterback. I'm not a head coach. All I can say is that from multiple players, the reports are saying that he lost the locker room. Get him out of there, get a new head coach. This throws up a huge shift of quarterback power because, Hurst could have won that game. Wasn't playing very well. Only had approximately about 70 yards, I think, when they pulled him. But now you got Wentz, who might get a redemption. Who knows if he's going to get traded. Peterson is most likely going to go to the Jets, as early reports. Let's talk about some of your crazier. Deshaun Watson reports that he's very, very unhappy for the Texans. Some teams that might be interested in Deshaun Watson, there's a chance that the Patriots, here's the wild one, the Patriots trade Bill Belichick to the Texans with some draft picks or what have you. They trade him over to the Texans. The Texans trade Deshaun Watson. That's a crazier one. Another rumor, the Miami Dolphins, who have the 3rd overall pick from Houston, trade that pick back to Houston for Deshaun Watson. And, there's more. Tua's in there too. Trade Tua to the Texans, trade Watson to the Dolphins. The Dolphins become a playoff team. Should have been a playoff team this year. Just couldn't win that last game. I feel for him. Jimmy Garoppolo, rumored to be on the move, hasn't started as many games as they want to for that organization. So, he could be going back to New England. Stafford, we don't know what Detroit's going to do. This is the biggest rebuild for Detroit since drafting Matt Stafford. So he could go to the Colts. That'd be pretty boring. You could see Deshaun Watson go to the Steelers. You could see Stafford go to the Steelers. If Watson goes to the Steelers, I think Watt follows because J.J. Watt is rumored, early reports, to be speculating that he might be on the move out. I think it was Pat McAfee. I just mispronounced his name. I'm sorry, I'm on spike. But I think it was him saying that he could go to the Packers or the Steelers. So more to come there. Lots of big names. You don't know where Jameis Winston might go. Stafford could go to the Saints. Drew Brees could stay. Drew Brees could retire. Haskins from the Washington football team, he's interviewing with the Carolina Panthers. Rumored has it that the Washington football team are going to enter contract talks maybe with soon-to-be ex-Patriots quarterback Cam Newton, because I think they're going to offer him a contract with Ron Rivera. Quarterback and coach both know each other. So that conference with Saquon coming back, Jack coming back, it's going to be a whole different year next year for football because of that terrible NFC East conference. I think next year for the NFC East, I think Eagles finish last in that division because the Giants, they have a decently solid squad. They'll have Saquon back. As long as the Cowboys can stay healthy, Mike McCarthy will be entering his 2nd year. And the Washington football team, they really haven't had a quarterback all season. Ron Rivera going through cancer treatments. He did a lot for his organization while, unfortunately, having to go through cancer treatments, but he'll be good to go in 2021. So as I ride this bike, by the way, I'm pedaling at 21.1 miles an hour. So far, since the start of the podcast, I've gone 8 miles. So that's pretty good, on a bike. And I've burned 258 calories. So just a little update for you guys while we exercise, multitask, and we get this podcast done. Again, I'm going to try to make it to where if I do this again, if you guys like this format, hey, you know what? I'll basically hop on the bike and try to make it as quiet as possible, maybe set up my mic. But I don't want it to be, too much background noise, but I thought this would be a cool thing to do. So hopefully you're enjoying it so far. So, ready, break. So anyways, transitioning from football to the Super Bowl, I know that's still football. We're talking about food. Now, coming for a visit, flying out, Super Bowl Sunday, which you can't say in a commercial unless you pay the rights. So, you know, when you're watching those commercials that are not paying the bill, to be, oh, you watching the big game? We all know what it's called. This show doesn't make any money. We talking about the Super Bowl, baby. So one thing I like about the Super Bowl is the food. Since cuts flying out, smorgasbord, bratwurst, chips and dips, nachos, everything. You know, we got to make a list, big cooking, trying to kick back, watch the game, have a good time on Sunday, February 7th. Hopefully the Packers are playing, but we won't know until 2 weeks from now who's playing in the Super Bowl. Really excited to be eating all that food. It's gonna be tough because right now, like I said, I started this health kick. I'm definitely eating like shit on Super Bowl Sunday, and then I'm on vacation, hopefully soon the following week. But I'm basically, you know, while Cut's visiting, my diet's gonna go right out the window, and you know, hopefully we'll be able to take care of what we need to take care of. But February might be one of those months where I put back on some pounds, but I'm still gonna try to exercise during those days to get what I need to get done. Things to come up for the future. Now, you know, I live in Michigan. A lot of you know it, and the city that I live in really doesn't have any comedy whatsoever for the most part. They had some stand up at this restaurant where you had to call a dude from Lansing. I never got a hold of him. No, not his fault, but I don't think they gave me a good number. So I wasn't able to do stand up at this restaurant. I was doing most of my stand up in Ann Arbor. But my goal of 2021 is to bring a comedy festival to my local area. Now I know Coldwater has a drive-in movie theater. I'm trying to do something at the fairgrounds. So even if there is COVID, people can gather. We can pre-plan it, have everybody sit 6 feet apart. You have to wear your mask. Basically, what I want to do is sell one round of tickets. If those sell out fast, boom, we'll do a second show. If those sell out fast, boom, we'll do a third show. I want to do a comedy special for the city, host it, bring in comedians. It's a lot of work, a lot of research, but that's what dreams are about, man. So I'm trying to bring comedians to Jackson. So if you know any comedians, pass this information along. We'll try to get you paid. There's sort of one of those things where, you know, when I finally end up getting this package completed, I would essentially introduce my idea to the city. And there's two things. You need big names, and those big names need how much money. So it's hard to get one without the other. I know there's a lot more to go into it, but I just wanted to share that with you guys, that my ultimate goal would be to host it, to put this on, and to do 5 to 10 minutes myself. Hopefully, you know, if I bring in any of these comedians, like, wow, I like this kid, you know, maybe give them my contact information. But I think at the end of the day, it would be pretty cool if I could make that a success, you know, and I could put that as my resume. This is what I did. Shoot, you might even make it. It might be so popular that the first annual, the second annual, so on and so forth. So that's one of those early things that I'll talk about more when I have more information. But I hope that everything can go the way that I want it to go. Streaming wise, finally got my capture card. Super excited for that. Now I can play Switch games. I'm going to try to find an adapter to go from AVI, which is your red, blue, and sorry, not your red, blue, your red, yellow, and white cords from when you used to plug it in to the TV. So the reason why I want to get those is because then you can hook up your GameCube, and, you know, and then I can play GameCube games on the stream. I think that'd be super awesome. We'll definitely see how that goes. But there's lots more games that I will be playing for the stream. One of the games I'll be playing is Crash Bandicoot series. Thanks to Jerry. Shout out to Jerry. Jerry, if you listen, shout out. My brother got me an Xbox gift certificate, bought Crash Bandicoot with it. used the rest of the money to buy a warranty for my controller that I had to exchange. Long process there. Let me explain to you this process, and we'll bring it back around a full circle. But my brother gave me a gift card. I had a warranty through Target for the Elite Series 2 controller because of the holiday season, the pandemic. If you haven't noticed, if you go to Best Buy, you go to these electronic stores, webcams, not really keyboards so much, but a lot of things gaming, a lot of things that keep people isolated indoors, away from crowds, sold out. Video cards, sold out. Back orders, tons of it. They come from China. So because of everything that's going on, there's a lot of things on back order. So I went to Target.com, got online, one Elite Series 2 controller in stock, went to the store. Hi, I don't eat food. I don't play with greasy fingers. These are expensive controllers. I'm an adult. I'm not a little child. I'm not playing with a $20 Mad Catz controller. Can you help me? Do I just go to the back of the store, get the controller, exchange it? Yeah, that's exactly what you do. I'm like, cool. So I go to the back of the store, electronics department. Hey, guy, can't find this controller. He goes to the back warehouse and goes, no, I don't know where it's at. Go to the front of the store. They said, we're never going to get any more, ever. And no other stores have them, and we can't ship any here. Here's your money back. I have to go to the bank, deposit that money, go to Microsoft.com, buy a new Series 2 controller, sell to Jerry, full circle, use the remainder money to pay for the warranty for this controller. The Blessed, that's pretty tight. But what this brings us to is Crash Bandicoot. I bought Crash Bandicoot 4, brand new Crash Bandicoot, still haven't played it. So I think starting today, after I get done exercising, I'm going to hop on my Switch. I'm going to stream some games through my capture card. Once hopefully I can figure it out, and then play some Crash Bandicoot. I'm going to beat Crash 1, 2, 3, all in order. And then I'm going to start out with the capture card playing Crash Bandicoot 4, not 5. 4! It's just working out, burning calories, you know. But yeah, for streaming, hopefully taking that to the next level. I'm at 62 viewers now. Thank you for everybody that supports me. J-Boy, I know you listen to this. Poor Ricky Bobby, you do too. You know, I've got my regulars. You know, I've been playing Phasmophobia, which is a game that's honestly scary. You know, I'm a grown-ass man. I walk through this house just fine. But there's something that with the music playing and turning off all the lights in your home and really putting yourself in the mood to hunt ghosts that makes Phasmophobia pretty scary. Now, well, if you're asking what Phasmophobia is, it's a game where you get equipment just like Ghost Adventures, just like your Zach Baggins, just like your Aaron. I would like to see them get their gaming studio and play that game. I think that'd be a sweet series. Zach, if you're interested, fly out to Michigan. We could film you playing it on my PC, you know, see how you guys like it. You can send Aaron in alone, okay? I know that that's one of your New Year's resolutions. If anybody knows Zach Baggins, I'm a huge Ghost Adventure guy, believe in ghosts or not. I like the production. I like the show. I like the people on the show. So, you know, that ghost hunting game is actually pretty fun for me. So when it puts you in the mood, it's pretty scary, a little glitchy here and there, but you'll be seeing me, Jeff, his friend Brandon, play that in the near future. So pretty excited for all of that. But episode 62 of the JT Show brought to you by, I'm not sponsored yet. Part of my goals this summer, I'm going to try to get the football show, the pick sponsored. I'm going to try to get the JT Show sponsored, try to bring in some revenue so I can get some better cameras so I can bring in some revenue. Because I don't know if that 70 and 75 and 100. I think if my views are still low, I know I talk about views, but the people that I interact with, the friends I made through these interactions through Twitch, YouTube, people pulling it from different countries, go to jtfjbell.com. That's where you'll find my Instagram, YouTube, all that other jazz. But all the people that actually watch my show, thank you so much. But hopefully I have a large enough following because I would like to do coffee mugs. I would like to do JT Show coffee mugs, announcing that being sold on the 100th episode. So there's a lot that I need to do to build my brand. Building your brand, one of those important things I can do. But yeah, that's what's going on in the near and dear future. Other than that, though, today is the first day I've been back on my bike in, I'm going to say 4 or 5 days. I did an hour. I know there's a huge inside joke about that hour, but usually I do an hour at a time. But today I think I'm just going to end it here at the end of this podcast. Tomorrow I'll hop back on. I'll do an hour. So this is how I'm going to burn my calories, hop on the bike, just do some cardio, hit some punch. I'm going to do some push-ups. Let me end the episode. You won't be able to watch it unless I adjust the camera, which I should for you, the viewers, so you can see. So let me end this workout. I pedaled for 35 minutes. Finished pedaling at 21.8 miles an hour. I went 12.16 miles during this podcast. Good for me. Usually in an hour I can do 20 minutes. And I burned approximately 390 calories, which honestly is only 10 calories off my watch, approximately, for how many calories that I burned. So to end this show, I'm only gonna do like 10 push-ups, but I'll do 10 push-ups for y'all. Just give me a second. You're like, whoa, man. He's moving his camera and stuff. Oh, there's the floor cam. So to kick off this health kick, oh man, dude, the craziest thing you've ever seen. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 push-ups from me, the JT Show. Oh no, man down. Signing out. Here's some puppers. You guys, Thor, send us out.